Hello there, my name is Ismas. Welcome to Blender 2.8 Tips for Beginners. This is tip number 9, simple rigid bodies. So let's open up Blender 2.9 and let's say we're going to create a simple domino effect. So we will add our first piece like that. Then if you go to the physics tab, which is the last tab in the object tabs menu, in this panel here, that tab here, you will see the rigid body button, and if you click on that, you will have activated the rigid body constraints for the selected object. And now if we hit the play button here, this will just fall down forever because it has no floor to fall onto. So let's add that. So to do that, we just add a plane or any object. Let's scale it so that it fits, but right now we can't really tell the difference between our flow and our object. So the best thing to do here is go to the shading, turn on random colors so that we have random colors, and to make the scene look even much better, we can add shadows and also cavity, and also increase the valley. This kind of affects the ambient occlusion of the scene. Let's make sure we have that turned on. And if we hit play, you can also use the shortcut Shift Space to play back, but it's still going through our scene, and that's because this is not a rigid body yet, so we need to turn on rigid body here. But usually some people, most times new beginners or Blender beginners, I usually go to activate a collision, and they don't really get anything because this is different. This is a different type of collision, and it doesn't work with rigid bodies. What you want to turn on is go to rigid bodies, and so that this becomes part of the rigid body collection. And so when you play back, I think up here you should also be able to see that it's part of the rigid body collection by this, I think, icon. I'm not sure, but yeah, so you see now they're just falling all together, including our flow. Let me move this flow up above the grid so that we see what is going on. So when we play back, you see it is all simply going through, just falling down. So if you don't want this to fall and this to be our flow, you come here, and instead of in the rigid body settings, I change the type to passive, so that is still part of the rigid body collection, but it doesn't behave like a rigid body, but it behaves like a solid object, that an immovable solid object. So now if we play back, you see now this just falls on that. So to make a domino effect, we can maybe go to front mode. I'll go to wireframe, turn on wireframe, turn on Z transparency. I'll grab this, Shift D to duplicate it in the X direction, and if you hit Shift R, it will repeat what you have done a few times. Now we have that. So if we play back, see we have those dominoes falling down, but we want a domino effect, so we can rotate this a bit at an angle like that. Now if we play, we have the domino effect. So that's how you make a simple rigid body scene in Blender. Thank you.